Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric Aroka, and this channel is all about building corporate culture and our own personal leadership. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited this week to be talking to you about leadership. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. The last few videos over the last several weeks have all been about building corporate culture, but today we're going to talk a little bit about leadership. All right, so as many of you guys know, I have been in sales pretty much my entire life. My very first sales experience, I remember I was probably about 6 years old, and it was trading sports cards, soccer cards to be exact. This kid had a card for Pele, which is like, the greatest. He's the Michael Jordan of soccer. And living in South America, in Chile at the time, was pretty cool, and so I really wanted this card. I figured out that I needed to figure out how to trade for this card, and so I took like 3 cards of Chilean players that I had, and I don't even remember who they were. I just remember how badly I wanted this Pele soccer card. I traded this guy 3 average cards that probably weren't worth anything for 1 Pele soccer card. So just trading cards, that's sales. It was awesome. I think I got a rush. I got hooked on it because I done sales ever since. Grew up, and once I started my career, I went into high-tech sales. This was probably in the early to mid 90s. I did a lot of high-tech sales. And then from there, transitioned to a few other things, sold cars, HR packages, all sorts of different things along the way. And then in the 2000s, I decided I knew what my path was going to be in sales, and I went into medical. So I went into pharmaceutical sales, to be exact. I did that for several years at a very successful level. Really enjoyed it, loved it. It was a lot of fun. And then I transitioned from that over to medical device sales. And again, just loved it. I've loved sales my entire life. Now, one thing that has been interesting in my career is that I've seen both great leaders or good leaders and just poor leaders. And I've realized one thing, that leadership isn't about you, but it starts with you. So I'm going to say that again. Leadership is not about you, but it starts with you. So bad leaders, these leaders were, they didn't inspire. They were all about self-promotion. They were leaders that didn't have a vision. But the great leaders I've been surrounded with over the years are exactly the opposite. They are leaders who are not self-promoting. They care about other people. They put others first. They tend to inspire people that they are around, and they share a vision of not only the organization, but many of those leaders would share a vision of how I fit into that vision of the organization that they had. So let's talk a little bit more about leadership not being about you, but how it starts with you. Leadership is not about you. So that means that regardless of what your title is, it's not about you. It's not even about the title on your business card. Leadership is about people taking action. I think about the greatest generation, and one of the reasons why they are the greatest generation is because in the early 40s, these individuals did not sit around and wait for their friends, their neighbors, other people to take action. They were not going to defeat tyranny by just sitting around and waiting for somebody else to come by and do the work for them. They took action. That's what sets them apart. They took action. They volunteered. They sacrificed everything so that we could have everything that we have today. These men and women deserve the title of the greatest generation. They deserve that title for a reason, because they took action. It wasn't about titles or positions. It was solely about taking action. Leadership starts with you. You must become the type of leader you would follow. John Quincy Adams once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more, then you are a leader." I love those words. Aren't they great? Inspire, learning, doing, becoming more. That's what leadership is truly all about. It's about being a servant. It's about serving other people. It's about inspiring others. It's about helping other people learn. It's about helping other people do more and become more. I love those words from John Quincy Adams. Leadership is not about you, but it starts with you. So where does it start? And I believe it starts with showing vulnerability. I said vulnerability. This is a scary word for leaders because you have to show your emotions. You have to show people who you truly are. When you care about the people that you're serving or leading, you become very attached to them. You tend to have very strong feelings for the people that you're working with. Those feelings are going to come to the surface from time to time, and that's okay. That is not a weakness. That is actually a strength to be vulnerable. It's good for the people that you're leading to know that you don't have all the answers. Vulnerable leaders will say things like, "I don't have all the answers, but let's figure it out together." That's a vulnerable leader, readily admitting they don't have the answers to this or a solution to the problem, but together that we can come up with an answer. They can come up with the answers or the solutions that they need for whatever obstacles are in their way. That is a vulnerable leader. Vulnerable leaders also are very quick to accept blame and very quick to deflect praise. They give people the praise. They give them the accolades. That is a mark of, I believe, a great leader. Remember, leadership is not about you, but it starts with you. And it starts with vulnerability. The second thing that you can do to make sure your leadership is off to a great start is to care about the people that you're leading. Care about people. I don't mean at the surface. A lot of people or a lot of leaders care for their people at a surface level. I'm talking at a much deeper level of caring. Most leaders will know people's names, position or title, and department that they work in. But leaders who are going to become great will get to know their people at a very personal level. In other words, they are going to find out what their greatest fears are. What inspires them? What are their dreams? Why do they come to work every day? When you find those answers, when you're asking those type of questions and getting those type of answers, you're getting to know your people at a deeper level. They don't just become, hey, Joe and Sally who works down the, down the hallway in those offices down the hall, but they become people that you truly care about. And that's the mark of a great leader. Leaders who care will celebrate people publicly. You heard me correct. Celebrate people publicly. This is a great way to show people that you truly care about them. It's not about, hey, just give them a pat on the back or sending them that email that no one else is going to see. And those are great things, but to celebrate people publicly, letting everyone know how you feel about them and truly celebrating their accomplishments. The third way to make sure that leadership starts with you is to be an authentic leader. Authentic leaders are awesome because they live by a set of values or principles. And those values and principles are the same when they are at the office and away from the office. They do not fake it till they make it. They are constantly evolving. They are constantly learning, doing more, becoming more. They also rely on their own leadership strengths. And they become leaders that they would follow. And I think that's my challenge today is, can you become a leader you would follow? But remember to be a vulnerable leader. Show emotion. Show people that you care about them. And that leads us to the second one, which was caring about your people. Getting to know people at a very intimate, personal level. Don't just do the surface stuff that everybody else does, but get to know people, truly get to know them. And when you're trying to get to know them, you're also going to share your experiences with them. So they're going to get to know you on a much deeper level. They're not just going to look at you as oh, that's the CEO, or hey, that's my manager. They're going to get to know you at a personal level as well. And remember, the third thing that we just talked about is being an authentic leader. And one of the things that I love about authentic leaders is they are willing to admit mistakes. They are willing to put themselves out there and hold themselves accountable for their mistakes. And so be as authentic, be true to yourself, be true to your values and to the principles that you live by. The more you share your values and principles with people, the more people are going to be willing to follow you. Okay, guys, that is all we have time for today. So if you like this video, give me one of these. Make sure you hit the share button. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and we will see you guys next week.